Hello, everyone, and welcome to Messages from Heaven podcast with me, Bonnie Page. And today's amazing guest is my friend and colleague, psychic medium, and so much more. I'll let her tell you about herself a little bit as well. But Bridge is here with me again today, and I'm so excited because today we're having a conversation. Today's conversation is all about you. And it really is about helping everyone out there feel better in today's world. And it starts with raising your vibration and protecting your energy. Today's world can be kind of tough out there. And so we hope that you will take some of these tips, that some of them will resonate with you, and that you can really use them in your everyday lives. And what it starts with is energy. And we are all energy. And Bridge and I are used to working with energy as being full-time psychic mediums. So we hope that some of our wisdom today can help all of you live a more peaceful life in today's world. So, Bridge, thank you for joining me.
It's so happy to be back, Bonnie. It's just such a pleasure and an honor. Working with you, we work together to bring up that vibration, bring the most positive, best messages for our clients. I simply adore working with you. You just make the room illuminate with joy and hope. And we are going through a lot of hard times. People are losing their jobs. The prices in the grocery store are super high. Getting older is no fun. There's a lot of things that we can do to combat some of this negative energy, bring things up, the vibration up. Often when we do our one-on-one consultations with our clients, we identify specifically what are those issues that can reduce our clients' energy level and vibration and ability to combat illnesses, their immune system, their fatigue, their anxiety, depression, things like that. And we can curtail specific readings that will outline what is it that the client can do. Today, we're going to talk about some of those things that we can do to raise the vibration and also, create a more positive atmosphere for our clients so that they can combat some of these things that we have absolutely no control over. We do not control the government. We do not control others' opinions. We do not control, people's reactions. But what we can control is our vibration and how to raise it. And
Exactly.
it doesn't cost money. It's time, it's self-care. The number one goal is love yourself first. Be kind to yourself. Show compassion and love, and it will pan out and pay in a million times over and over. So that's what we're going to concentrate on today is on how to raise your vibrations, especially during these hard times. They're general guidelines. They're not all of them work for everybody. You've got to practice a few and see what you come back to over and over again because it is about alignment with your soul purpose. Your soul purpose is the plan that you made before you were birthed in
Yeah,
heaven.
yes. We are
And
soul having a human experience, everyone. And, um, sometimes we don't realize it. We think that our human conditions are us, but they're not. They're not. We are a soul being full of energy, all made of energy. So we hope that some of these ideas that we can bring to you today are really going to help you in your everyday life. You don't need to be a psychic medium. You don't need to feel like
you don't need special
need to
skills.
be woo woo wee. In fact, I was just telling Bridget before we came on, I used to teach a class called Come On Get Happy at Mount Wachusett Community College, regular college for everyone, and it would fill up. And it really, the class was about how to raise your vibration. So I'd like to start off just by saying, let's start with the how our vibrations can come from up here down to here. And Bridge mentioned some of them, politics. I try not to watch as
Stay out of it.
politics as I can. But it can also be whether you're grieving a loved one. I mean, we're psychic mediums and we work with people that are grieving a lot of the time. Well, but there's different ways or different things to grieve as well. It's not always about a loved one, but in our lives,
It's very often about a
always
loved one.
we're gonna grieve missing a loved one or a pet. Um, or how about losing a job, right? That's grieving. And Bridget's kind of like, because she knows
Yeah, I know a
about
little bit
that.
about
So
that.
if you're in the process of grieving a job or a relationship or a person, just the economy, like, oh my goodness sakes, like when it's gonna
Mm,
get better, but it will drop your vibration.
right.
So did I miss
There's,
anything, Bridge? I mean,
I don't think you missed anything. The thing that I want to touch upon is that unfortunately, due to the challenges that life has, many of us exist in what's called fight or flight condition, meaning we're always on alert, worried, what's the next ball going to drop? There's so many sayings about that, like Murphy's Law, what will go bad will go bad, that type of thing. All those things decrease your vibration, take your energy away, compromise your health. So you have to, it's a practice that if you do these things that we're going to be talking about today, it's going to help keep your vibration up in a certain level. You can kind of think about it as, maintaining your health by saying, I'm not going to give in anymore to this negative thinking, and it's called ruminating. And I just want to start off with my easiest technique for deleting ruminating, which is obsessive round around thinking over and over again, and that makes you depressed,
you
makes you not want to do things, is the word delete. You visualize the computer key, delete, that little square, and then I want you to touch it every time you're ruminating or thinking about something and worrying excessively. Delete. Delete. You're going to have to press it more than once. But after a while, it works. You may hit delete 100 times a day and not even be conscious of it anymore because you're like, I'm not going to worry about that. Delete. Delete.
so
It
I,
works
I want to
every time.
I want to jump in a little because I didn't know that technique, but I can tell you that I was friends with an older medium, Mariah, and she taught me that when thoughts come into your brain that aren't the highest vibration, you might be just worrying about a bill, anything, that when that thought comes in, you just take your hand and go, clear, clear,
Oh, that's
clear,
lovely.
clear, clear, clear. But to follow up with what Bridge and I are saying, she said, and then picture something beautiful, like a red rose for you, or something that you feel is beautiful. Maybe I'm just listening to spirit here. Maybe it's your grandchild's space or your child's space. But what it does is it teaches your mind to not let in the negative because it's going to be replaced anyway. And pretty soon, your mind's going to be on that higher vibration. So remember this, clear, clear,
Clear, clear,
and picture
clear.
that beautiful red rose in your head. So it takes a little practice, but it's kind of fun. You'll see me go, no, 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 clear, 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 clear. And
I'm writing it down, Bonnie. That is
yeah,
an excellent
it
suggestion.
really works. And
Yeah.
this medium I'm talking about is in heaven now. So she's probably joining us here today, but her teachings live on. So, so
Thank you,
clear,
Mariah.
clear, or
Blessings to you.
delete, delete. Both the same idea, but then just picture something beautiful that you love.
And everybody, what is beautiful is your choice. Could be your secret happy spot. It could be a favorite food. It could be a picture of your pet, your grandchild,
Something that
anything, a
just
beautiful spring
is your
garden.
heart.
I mean, we do have a lot of wonderful things happening in the world right now because we are in spring and renewal. So, you know,
Flowers,
it-
the flowers going outside, the smell of the spring, the birds singing, whatever it be. So that
and
would be one tip that would help you to just clear thoughts of something that's a little less vibrational, um, and just change your way of thinking because that's energy.
that's the key.
I would like to tell you guys how I change my vibration a lot because I bet a lot of you can relate because a lot of you love music, right? Yes. We all relate to different kinds of music. Some people like classical, some people like country. It doesn't matter what kind of music, but when I get down in the dumps, which is a lower vibration, and I've done that since I've moved, Bridge, because you're in a new
Yeah, just
place, nothing's familiar. I felt my energy going low, low, low. And I'll let you guys in on a little secret because I will. My grown son actually came up to me and he goes, Mom, do you need medication? Maybe
oh
it's
no,
not
Bonnie, no.
exactly like that voice, but he whispered that to me, and I thought, Bonnie, you teach your clients how to raise their vibration, right? I went home, Bridge. I put on some rockin' music. I was Joan Jett, for those of you that
Joan Jett,
remember the 80s.
can't beat her.
I mean, I was singing, I was dancing, and I promise you, at the end of that, after doing that for a half an hour, I kind of forgot what I was upset about. It had really changed how my energy went from here to here.
And
It
it does. I myself,
automatically raised my vibration. So, listening to music, but more than that, just moving your body and actually singing is kind of like a breath work, which is Britt
yes.
wanted to mention doing breath work today. Singing is breath work, it's getting everything out of your body.
So I myself have been part of a singing group for a number of years called
Yeah.
Rock Voices. And if there's one in your area, I encourage you, those that like to sing, to join Rock Voices because you're constantly raising the vibration and you're doing it in a group setting. There's also another way through singing is to sing in church. I recommend those of you that enjoy going to church, go to church and sing. And it doesn't matter if you sing badly. There's no, it's the point is that when you're singing in church, you're praying three times. You're praying for yourself subconsciously. You're praying for by singing, you're praying with the group and you're also praying with the Holy Spirit. So that raises your vibration for the whole week. That will, you come out of church and you've been singing, you feel really good. Also, it being part of a singing group, you feel really good. But whatever it is, just always keep music. It's meant for all of us. So many people say, oh, I shouldn't sing. I don't sing well. It doesn't matter.
And I
Sing.
can say
You're
that
in.
God loves everyone's voice. He made you are perfect. You are perfect in his eyes. Yeah, God loves all voices. And you know what? We do too, right? Because we love all different kinds of music. Some people like rap music. That's beautiful to them. So it doesn't matter what your voice sounds, whether it's hoarse or it doesn't, just sing,
None of it.
raise
It's
vibration.
singing.
And then in church, you can be maybe clapping. It depends on what kind of church service you're at.
That's true.
But the movement and the singing. So that's our number one tip. And then,
Well, the
um,
singing and the breathing, the first thing is the breath. If you're going through high anxiety or anything like that, slowly take 3 deep breaths.
in through
And
your
as you're
nose,
breathing in, visualize breathing in good. And then when you breathe out, visualize breathing out the negative, the bad, the things that are tearing you up inside. Release them to the world. And 3 big breaths work consistently every time, and you can do that anywhere. You don't have to, nobody will even know. You know what I mean? Like, just go ahead and do that because again, it's for your health and for your stress level. And I apologize, it's not the number one, but I wanted to include breath work as that as its own entity.
No, it really is. And what I do when I'm opening up to the spirit world is I take a deep breath in through my nose, but then I gather it right here in my heart chakra. For those of you that know Reiki, I hold it for 3 or 4 and then let it out my mouth. Because what it does is it brings that breath right into your heart. So any of you that might have a little anxiety, this really works. The breathing techniques really work. So we want to make
If
that
breathing works, and then we'll segue, and this could be a whole nother class, is the clearing of the chakras, which you can do in conjunction with the breath work, where you breathe in and out at each chakra spot. And we will go over that over another time, but that is also a great way. And one of the ways that you can do that consistently is to practice yoga. And there's yoga classes everywhere. So, don't be shy. Don't think, oh, I don't exercise. Try a yoga class. It really works. Brings up your vibration. You feel like you've just been to church 10 times over. It's a good thing. It helps you. So, if you can get into clearing your chakras or participating in a yoga class, that's another way to consistently combat those low vibrations, those underlying energies that don't serve you and don't serve your life purpose. Because when you're in a higher vibration, when you're feeling good and you're feeling safe and you're feeling protected, the best creative ideas flow. And that's the time to take out your journal and write down those ideas and follow through because they're in the safest, best space.
Yes. So for me, it's not yoga,
Yeah, that's right.
that's okay. I hurt my back in high school and I can't lay on the floor. For me, it's doing Zumba. So find your niche of what you are comfortable doing, but they're both
Exactly.
great. Yoga works great for bridge, Zumba, single, single, double, double works great for me. It's dancing, it's breathing, but that
As
is
you can tell, Bonnie's a rock and roll queen here. So she likes
I
Jones
used to teach
Jet and
Zumba.
doing Zuma.
I used to teach Zumba and now I don't, but I take the classes. Let's
So another way that a client that you can do this so simply and easily to raise your vibration is to take what we call meditative walks,
I was just
where
going
you
to say
go
that. Maybe
outside and you
sit
can
on the
listen to
ground.
music and just go for a walk and keep your arms going and keep that heart rate up. And before you know it, you will start feeling better because the endorphins will kick in. Uh, your soul purpose will start aligning. You'll start thinking clearly. You'll be less glum. So I say, get out of the house, go for a short walk, 15, 10 minutes. A lot of people can only do flat surfaces. It's fine. As you know, there's no special equipment required. You can even play the song in your head if you don't have earbuds.
Doesn't cost anything to go
Right.
for a walk. And not only that, when you're going for a walk and you're quieting your mind, you're connecting to the higher power because your mind becomes clear. And that's when we can receive signs and symbols, or, that's where our clear audience kicks in. You might be
Think
like,
about how many times, Bonnie, people have let us know about the signs that they've seen while taking a walk.
so
You
what
know what I
does
mean?
that
They
walk
see the
do?
cardinal.
It calms your mind to a state of a meditative state where you're open to receiving. So even if you have a certain problem, or you need to know whether you need to take this job or that job, or should I go on vacation, take a walk. Take a walk, just clear your mind and see what comes. Your team of guides are always trying to get a message to you. And so going on a walk can be that time where you're just not thinking of anything, and they can put those thoughts into your mind for you. So it's a lot of it's a great way to make some good decisions when you're like, and this is kind of jumping all over the place, but lots of times I'll get this thought in my head and I'll be like, ooh, that was a good thought. But then I'll remember, oh, that thought wasn't mine. And I'll go, oh, thanks, guys. That's a great idea. So just know this, when your thoughts pop in out of the blue, that's your guide, your guardian angel, maybe God, maybe Jesus, angel, your loved ones. Oh, Bonnie, try this. Try
That's
this.
exactly
And that can happen to you too, I promise. In today's busy world, we're busy, 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 and we don't calm our minds enough.
right. And that, so I also wanted to touch on the fact that giving thanks is a terrific way to raise your vibration and fight any depression or anxiety that you might feel from what's going on in the world that's out of your control. I mean, you say thank you to God, say thank you to your, angels, say thank you to those that have departed, that have come and shown you their signs to show you of their existence in heaven. Those are fabulous gifts that we receive, and just give thanks for everything that you feel and touch that is positive. Doesn't cost anything. It's all up here. It's part of our higher calling, but it will come back even tenfold. Suddenly, all these positive things start happening in your life. Continue to give thanks. Praise God for everything
Sounds
that
like
you have.
just a little thing, but I watch a monk on YouTube. I do. And he's just like, just be grateful, even for the little things. Like today, Bridge coming on and doing a show for me. Just be
Always good.
thankful. Be thankful your cat wants to sleep on your lap. Be grateful that you have a hot cup of coffee, guys. Like, be grateful that your tummy's full or that you have a roof over your head. And I'll tell you, when things get tough, it's really hard sometimes to think, okay, what am I grateful for today? So start with the small stuff if you need to, you know. I have
Right. And
I have a
the
TV I can watch. Right? You have to
thankful for Zoom that we can reach everyone.
exactly, especially what during COVID. If we didn't have this technology, what would we have done?
I don't know, Bonnie, but we are so lucky that we have this technology and the ability to communicate. You're in Nashville, I'm in Massachusetts, and here we are letting people know that there's ways to combat some of these issues that are going on in the world today, and to be able to help others. And the thing is, all these techniques that we're talking about, they can be combined. You can go on your meditative walk and listen to music and give thanks all at the same time, and it all works together. It's wonderful the way that our minds will work and our spirits will be elevated. It
Want to
really
jump
is.
in just because spirit
Oh,
I'm
what are
like
you
an
getting,
open
Bon?
channel lately, guys. I don't know, but spirit was just wanting me to acknowledge that there's a lot of loneliness out there in the world today. We feel isolated. You might be in a hospital bed, or you might be just alone in your home. You might be a little older and you don't go out as much. But when we started talking about reaching out, like Bridge and I did to create this show for you today, Spirit just said to me, Bonnie, a lot of people are lonely, and really, if loneliness will lower your vibration. So I know that's why they're telling me this. So when you feel lonely, please, everyone, reach out in whatever way you can. It might be sending a card. It might be picking up the telephone. It might be doing a Zoom with someone. Hey, I haven't seen Bridge in person for 6 months. I'm
And
back
I've missed you,
next
Bonnie.
week. Next week, I am back in Massachusetts for a week.
Oh, wait, Bonnie, spend a little time. Tell everybody about the big event that you're doing at the sanctuary. It's huge.
So if you're watching this, oh, my throat's going. See? But it's good. I am in Maynard, Mass. Oh my goodness, at the sanctuary May 15th. It's a Thursday night. And then in my hometown of Winchendon, Mass, Bridge will be there with me as well
Yes, I
because
will.
a psychic fair that's at the Snowbound Club, and that's May 17th. But if you're in the Massachusetts area, because I still have clients calling from Massachusetts all the time. Of course, I spent my whole life there. But come and visit us. Come and visit us. So,
Definitely come. And I mean, you're in for a major treat at the sanctuary in Maynard, Mass. Bonnie's going to be doing a gallery reading, and you never know what message is going to come through. But knowing Bonnie and how she works, she's going to have all the spirit lined up and ready to give some of the best messages ever with humor and love. So it's going to be a great night, no matter what happens. She's also going to be selling her books after the show, and you'll be able to meet her. And so come on by. It's going to be a special event, and I'm looking forward to being there too, um, because it's going to be it's iconic Bonnie Page. So she's
oh,
not in town that
okay.
often. Come and see her because
What I
it's a
do
big
want to
to
say,
do.
Rich, is when there's a big group of people, what happens? There's a lot of energy and it makes it stronger and stronger because it's accumulative. Like there's just so
It's
much.
like Grand Central Station for spirit. You'll have
So
so many people.
enough about me, but thank you.
It
Thank you.
is your podcast, Bonnie. We need to touch on those
The
things.
other,
And the other
I'm
thing
always
about the
like not about me, but about you.
the
So
snowboard club is in Winchendon, Mass. It's in a
snowbound,
beautiful
it
area.
really
It's
is.
going to be a great fair on Saturday, and we're going to have some of the most fantastic readers there. We're going to have Tiffany doing her bone readings. We're going to have Jennifer doing mediumship and tarot. We're going to have Carrie coming and doing her she does, I think, angel readings. I'm
Spirit.
going to be doing mediumship and tarot. You're going to have a whole group of people there that are really going to, that are seasoned professional psychics that are there to help you and give your messages. And of course, Bonnie's going to be there. It's her fair. So
So, guys,
also
you
her
don't need
sister
to
is coming.
remember this today, right? They don't, we don't know when you're even watching this, but
Oh, that's right.
if
I
you want to
apologize.
know more, just go to bonniepagemedium.com and it's on my website, or you can always go to Medium Bonnie Page on Facebook. So,
Yes,
right
that's
now,
absolutely
we're
right.
recording this in May. You might be watching this in August, so don't go to those things then, but check out the website for the date. But thank you.
But I'm sorry, I digress. So
It's
back
okay.
to grounding and combating loneliness, because a lot of people are homebound and things like that. You can connect with nature. Go ahead, look out the window, visualize, think of positive thoughts. Um, you know, meditate in looking out and seeing that. The other thing that grounds you a lot and protects you is, and clients, I don't know why you don't do this, but everybody's at fault. You don't drink enough water. So in seeing people there with those huge cups, there's a reason for it because it helps you with everything. Water is a universal way to raise your vibration and help your health.
So I just want to say that lately I have had angels coming into my readings, but they're not just saying to the client, drink more water. They're saying put water with lemon in it. They're
Ooh,
wanting to detox your bodies lately. So
that's an upgrade.
it really is. So make sure the lemon is in there. I promise I get it straight from heaven. So it's funny. Hey, I'm not being good either, guys. I'm drinking a coffee, but I have been trying to drink the water with lemon because it's been coming through my readings. So
Yep,
let's
because
let's
Bonnie's at a higher vibration, so spirit can come in and give her some messages
let's talk
because she
about what
practices what
people
she preaches.
let's talk about what people can do in their homes to raise the vibration.
Oh, yeah, I got a whole list of
Let's
things and they've
let's
worked
let's do
and
that,
they're,
you guys, because we're really here today to give you those tips that you can really take away and use. Things that
yeah.
I'm sure Bridge and I do all the time.
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about it because there's different traditions throughout the world that have been around for thousands of years that every home does. The first one is, and they're the classic one, is the use of salt. Salt has always been viewed as a very powerful mineral, and at one time in history, it was extremely expensive and extremely valuable. It's still very valuable, but it's probably one of the most reasonable ways that you can raise your vibration, clear out your home energy, and things like that. And that is the salting of your threshold. It's very simple. The traditions go back for Eastern Europe, Polish homes, Russian homes. It's a big in the Orthodox community, is that you say a prayer and at every threshold in your house, you sprinkle salt. Now, this is usually done seasonally, but it can be done during big occasions like a birth of a child or a death of a relative. Or, just if you want to clear out and you feel that there's bad juju in your home when one of those ways of, if you're constantly, things are breaking in the home, um, you know, cups fall off and break. One of them, and you say, no big deal. But if it's happening consistently, that's the time to salt your thresholds, say the prayer for protection, and say to the energy, I'm allowing you to leave now. By opening the door, you're saying that prayer, you're letting that energy go out. And then you're salting it, is sealing your threshold, not so the energy can't come back in. So that's an established practice that's been used for thousands of years. It's the easiest thing. I myself like to do it before every holiday, for example, Easter, Christmas, New Year's, um, even 4th of July, because I believe in blessing
I
for the
have a
country.
question. Does it
Yes.
need to be like sea salt or any salt?
They say whatever you got at home. I actually happen to have special salt that I got in Portugal that I use, but I've always, you say the prayer, the blessing for the salt, and that's it. And another example of people that do this is Catholics will do this with holy water. So, that's another thing. Then we're talking more in the Wiccan tradition is the saging of the thresholds. You're doing the same thing, but what you're doing is you're burning your sage and you're going through the threshold and you're saying, I banish all negative energy. You know what I mean?
So just to
And
be clear, I am not Wiccan, but I do sage all the time because and I have a whole video on saging on my YouTube channel as well. But I love the smell of sage. My husband, not so much. There is a way of doing it though. There is a way of collecting the energy in the smoke and then remembering to let it out a window or a door. A lot of people just sage their room and think that it's,
no, you gotta let it
but the
out.
energy needs to collect in that smoke and then you can let it out. But saging is something I love to do. You can see a candle maybe right behind me, and I'll even put some pieces of sage in there. I'll burn one. You want to blow out the sage, the leaf, right? You want to light it, blow it out, and it's the smoke that does the work. So I'll even put a couple pieces in my candle. But I love saging, and I think that saging would be great for every household, just because it clears the energy that's just not even negative energy, but just stagnant energy sometimes.
Yeah, it's stagnant energy in feng shui is one of the biggest contributors to things breaking down in your home. So when you talk about the feng shui traditions, is the use of mirrors to bounce energy in and out of the home. So if you hang a mirror directly opposite of a threshold, that will take the bad energy coming in when you open up your door, which you can't help but have. I mean, that's going to happen anyway, low-lying energy. It's going to bounce off the mirror and then back out the door again. So there's a whole series in feng shui how you can design your home to bounce out energy so that you keep the higher vibrations, but the low-lying negative energies get bounced out windows, they get bounced out doors, they get flushed down toilets. There's a whole slew, and we can save that for another show, but it's
There's so
just an
many shows
easy
there,
technique.
guys. There's so many shows in one conversation.
Yes. And what we didn't even talk about the use of essential oils to raise vibrations. The use of smell is one of the most effective ways to continuously keep the vibration high in the house. So using essential oils, lemon. Everybody seems to love citrus.
There's
Um,
the
you know,
lemon taking,
you know,
detoxifying.
it is. And it's also good for your to have your home the air fresh. So opening up the windows and the doors, especially if you're
It's
homebound and things
huge,
like that.
huge.
Now that
Letting
spring
the
is
fresh
coming,
air in. Let it in, let it in.
and let
We
those
bought a
you
new home that did have no screens in it, and I went to Home Depot because I said in my mind, there has to be a way to get screens without having them professionally done. So this is a tip from me to all of you. They sell these screens that are like this big that fit at the bottom of your window. You open your window, you put the screen in, you have fresh air. So if you don't have screens on your new house like me, there is a way. Where there is a will,
without
there's a
paying
way.
for custom
So now
screens.
I said to my husband, I cannot have a house that cannot let fresh air in. It just doesn't work for me. So yes, that
Exactly.
fresh air, especially springtime fresh air is amazing. Yes.
So our listeners, are you seeing a theme here? It's about creating energy. Bonnie started talking originally, she was talking about music and dancing. That is creating a higher vibration. It's letting now we're at opening the windows, use of essential oils to create higher vibrations. We're using all our senses. We're using our smell, our sight, our mind, our voice and singing, and our physical touch of things. Going for that walk,
And
getting
so
that
if you can picture
body
yourself
moving.
an energetic body with a soul, keeping up the energy in your energetic body is gonna make you vibrate at a higher energy. I want to give you guys a tip. Bridge talked about church and praying. Well, before I do every reading, I sit first and I open myself up. I say the Our Father 3 times before you get a reading with me. And it's really not because I'm afraid at all. Saying that prayer, but it could be any prayer for you, really just allows that energy to open you up, to open up your vibration. So it could be a prayer, it could be affirmations. I'm just telling you what I do. And when I'm in that mode, that's when I start seeing. So, this is kind of for Reiki people, but I see my chakras opening. I see my crown opening. I see my third eye opening. I'm opening up my energy field. And then I'm allowing to receive. So, I want to give everybody a little tip today, a little exercise, a little exercise. I want Bridge to do it too,
Yes.
because she knows this exercises too. If you want to feel your own energy, this is an amazing way to do it. Just put your hands together and rub them as fast as you can, as fast as you can, together, together. Now keep your fingers closed and pull them apart. Pull them apart. Do you feel that? That is your energy ball.
I feel my energy
I
balls.
call it
They're
an
right
energy ball.
here.
See how our hands are slightly like clasped? There's your energy ball. If I want that energy to be even more, I do it again. I pull it apart. Ooh, bigger, bigger, bigger. If you want to know how your energy is feeling inside, just do this exercise, everyone. And I know if you're just listening on the podcast and you're not watching the visual, just imagine yourself taking your hands, rubbing them together as fast as you can, pulling them apart with your fingers slightly closed, and then feel the tension between your two hands. Something for you all to do today. This is a fun little thing that I teach when I'm teaching Reiki, and when I'm teaching about energy, because you can actually feel your energy that way. And I hope you guys all give this a try.
I encourage everybody, and I can't help but thinking of the song, You Got the Whole World in Your Hands. You got the
And you
whole
are
wide
your world.
world in your hands. Because it's true, we do. We have our sole purpose, and we have constant examples and affirmations in our life that exist. As long as we try to keep our vibration high and positive and think always in the light, things will work out no matter what, because God has a plan. It's going to be okay.
It is going to be okay. If you can remember, you know, you have all your connections to heaven. You have a whole team watching over you. No one is ever truly alone. And if you truly believe that in your heart, you don't feel alone. You might have moments of feeling lonely, and that's when you got to connect, right? That's when you got to quiet
Yes.
your mind and connect, because we're all going to feel a little lonely here and there. And all of our energies are going to feel low at sometimes because things
Yes.
happen and we become sad. And that's okay to feel sad for a little while. But like me moving here and my son saying, "Do you need medication?" No. And some of you might in the end. You might go to the doctors and they might prescribe you something, and that is absolutely okay. We're here today
Yes.
to tell you to try some of these things that you can do on a daily basis that will raise your vibration, maybe make you a little happy, maybe make you a little feel a little more connected with the
Yeah.
whole.
That you are never alone, that the universe will always be there for you, and that there's so many easy ways to raise your vibration, to combat any of these feelings, and also to serve your purpose. You know what I mean? Because your best creative ideas come forth when you're working in the highest vibration. You'll really be able to see things clearly and make decisions easier and things like that. And that's, one of the great parts about this. And there's also, simple ways to keep in touch with, if you're feeling those feelings. A lot of people, have like a little black rock in their pocket to keep them grounded. Oh, there's Bonnie. That's a classic.
So
Always
black
keep
rock,
that.
or my grandson calls them gems. They're always for protection. They just are
Yeah.
little, oh yes,
Give
I
you that reassurance. A
protect.
lot of people have little angels in their pockets and things like that. Yeah. Bonnie's got
I
another angel
didn't
here. Why am
plan
I
this.
not
This is just
surprised?
on my desk. This is just on my desk. I love angels. And so
Yeah.
I have, and my favorite stone, which maybe you guys don't want to know, but it's rose quartz. And there's a whole story of rose quartz in me as well, but I'm not going to tell it today. But find some things that make you feel happy, that raise your
Special.
vibration. And I'm going to end this today with saying, come on, guys, get happy. I'm going to let Bridge just tell you how she can get in touch with her if you'd like to reach out to her for a reading. And for me, guys, if you need more information or you want to book a session, I do sessions on Zoom now. It's all on bonniepagemedium.com. Okay. And I'm going to let Bridge end with
Yeah.
telling you how you can get in touch with her as well.
Hi. If any of you would like to have a reading with me, I can be reached at Salem Sisters Magical Treasures in Fitchburg, Mass, and they have a website and you can book directly with them. I'm also at Circle of Joy in Westboro, Mass, and you can book a reading with them. I also have an email address that Bonnie will post afterwards if anybody'd like to reach out directly with me and have a reading. It's been a pleasure speaking with you all today. Even if you come away with one tip, I know we gave you a lot, it will help. I guarantee it. And it will, and it's all positive energy and it's all good. And it's been a pleasure being here today working with
Thank
Bonnie.
you so much, Britt.
Thank
It's so fun.
you.
See, that makes me feel less lonely from home when I can see my friend on Zoom
That's
and
right.
this for you. I want to thank everyone for listening. Please subscribe. Say something in the comments. Did you like this? Did you want us to talk about something different as well? This is a new podcast for me, but I have to tell you that it has been reaching hundreds, thousands even on some of the podcasts. So that's kind of like my sole purpose. I want you to know that being a psychic medium doesn't have to seem woo wooey. It's working with energy. And if you're doing everything with the right intention, then I feel you're doing what you're doing from your heart. And so that's what I hope that I offer everyone.
You certainly do, Bonnie. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, everyone. I want to just say God bless, and I love you all. Thank you for being here. That goes to you too, Bridge.
I also want to say that, I pick up vibrations this way, and I've been seeing angels over both of us during this time.
Oh, I
It's
love
really
that.
special because one angel's very small, like a Cupid, and the other one's very big with multiple colored wings. So we've been given some great guidance from our angels today, and I just want to thank them as well for this. It's been
I
wonderful.
thank them as well. So, okay, guys, have a great day. Mwah.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Bridge.
Blessings. Bye bye.